Brandy is a goddess in R&B to a lot of people. She is really the foundation for a lot of this very innovative, progressive, experimental R&B. Brandy influenced a lot of that.
These are the words of Solange Knowles in an interview with NPR in February 2014. This is a sentiment that has been more present in recent years, with many artists citing Brandy as a big influence. From Rihanna, Miguel, and Jasmine Sullivan to Ariana Grande and Normani, and a long list of many, many others. Welcome to the Unsleever. I'm super excited about today's video as I'm covering one of the greatest R&B albums of all time. I'm talking about Afrodisiac by the vocal Bible, Brandy. The album turns 20 this year and it is her most critically acclaimed to date. I will show you physical editions from the album and the singles and run through some of the background and context in which it was created. And if you like this type of content, you can check out my other videos on influential albums that I love. It was 2003 when reports of Brandy releasing the follow-up to Full Moon first appeared. At the time, I was part of the Friends of Brandy forum, so I lived the era in real time, and the excitement for new music from Brandy was palpable. The first few sessions were carried out with Mike City, who produced Full Moon the song, and Brandy's then partner Robert Smith. But after breaking up in July of that year, Brandy scrapped all the material and turned to Timbaland to produce the album. However, one song did survive from those sessions, and that is Like It Was Yesterday, produced by Mike City. It was released as a B-side and, in my opinion, is one of Brandy's finest vocal deliveries. But the first taste we got of the album was Turn It Up, a tribute to 90s hip-hop that was only released on vinyl and later leaked online. The song received great reviews and many people noticed a little bit of shade thrown towards Brandy's usual collaborator, Dog Child. At the time, Brandy stated that she was upset with Rodney Jerkins as she had created a sound with him and then he gave it to everyone else. They eventually reconciled, but they didn't seem to be on best terms during this time. Early reports were saying that the first single for the album would be called Black Pepper, slated for release in March of 2004 and produced by Timbaland. However, all of this changed because Kanye West, the hottest producer at the time, came into the project and produced 2 songs for it, one of which, Talk About Our Love, ended up being the first single. This left Timbaland with a very sour taste and he dissociated from the album altogether. This is a shame because it contains some of his best work. The album came out in June of 2004 and it showcased a more mature side of Brandy, in which she was talking about her separation after giving birth or her position in the music industry that had changed a lot since she first started in 1994. There were many tracks that were not included and one of them was Adios with Sean Paul and produced by Timbaland, and it only leaked as a 90-second snippet years later. But the biggest shock was not seeing Black Pepper in the tracklist at all, and to this day it's still a big mystery as it has never leaked online. I have here this early promo CD with some snippets from the album. I love this little item because it contains some curious information about it. The first of which is the title of I Tried, which originally on this CD was Coldplay. This is a reference to the band Coldplay, which is named in the song and then later sampled in Should I Go. This CD also contains 2 snippets from different versions of Come As You Are and Afrodisiac. The vocal seems to be the same, but the instrumental has a different mix. Critically acclaimed, the album was not a commercial success by Brandy standards, so the campaign was cut short, only having a second single afterwards. Another important event was an interview with Robert Smith, Brandy's ex, in which he claimed that they had never been married and they only said so to protect Brandy's image. After he revealed this, there was a shift in the public's perception of Brandy, so I think this also played a role in the commercial success, at least in the US. A second and final single was released. For the US, it was Who Is She To You? And there was a version with Usher that was included in some random mixtape. I don't really understand why they didn't release this version as the single, since Usher was having a great year with his album Confessions. The second single for Europe was title track Afrodisiac, and I remember it being on heavy rotation on many music channels. The song did decently, even reaching #1 in Germany, and she performed it in a bunch of TV shows. The single came with a bonus track called Sirens, produced by Timbaland, and I think it's one of the best songs of this era, so you should check it out if you haven't yet. Even though the album's campaign sort of fizzled, I have seen more and more people in recent years claiming it as their favorite album. For me personally, it's part of Brandy's trilogy of masterpieces together with Never Say Never and Full Moon. Stay until the end if you want to find out what are my favorite tracks of the album. What I have here is a collection of CDs from the era. I'm only missing Who Is She To You as I couldn't find it. The first one is the Snippet sampler I was talking about in the video with some early versions of the songs. Then we have the main album, which came with a booklet but no lyrics. I love all the photos from this era. There is also a French reissue of the album that comes with 3 bonus tracks like It Was Yesterday, Nothing Off and Sirens. This is the Talk About Our Love maxi single featuring a bunch of dance remixes. There is a 2-disc set version on vinyl, but I don't have that one. Here we have the Afrodisiac promo single. And this is a DVD single, which was a thing from the early 2000s and lasted for just a couple of years. This comes with Sirens, music videos, and a short making of the Afrodisiac music video. So here's the main 2LP album. This is the original European pressing, but there is also a US pressing. It has not gotten reissued since these OG versions came out in 2004, so hopefully they will get repressed at some point. The sound is really good overall, although there is some hissing in slower moments like Say You Will and How I Feel. This is the promo single and first release from the Afrodisiac era. I think there are a couple of versions of this and my copy sounds pretty terrible. I don't know if it's because it's old, but it is very distorted and not pleasant to listen to. The promo version of Talk About Our Love comes with the album and instrumental versions repeated on both sides. It sounds a bit quiet and lifeless to me. Then here is the Talk About Our Love single, which comes with a One Rascal remix, which is a poppier version of the song. It reminds me of when they released the Simon Vegas remix of What About Us as an alternative to the original. I love the remix and the pressing sounds really good. The first of 2 Who Is She To You singles comes with the album, instrumental and a cappella versions, plus 1 remix. My copy is really worn out, so it sounds bad, but I can tell that the mastering is good, so probably with a good clean it would sound better. The other copy of Who Is She To You comes with 2 remixes and the dub version of one of them. Both are great and I particularly love the FTL club mix. This is also a pretty good pressing. Finally, the Afrodisiac single. The biggest highlight here is the inclusion of Sirens. It sounds decent, although I noticed a little bit of distortion in places. So as far as my top 5 from the album, I would place B-side Like It Was Yesterday at number 5. Number 4 is I Tried. At number 3, Where You Wanna Be. Number 2 is Focus, and my favorite song, still the same as when I first listened to it, the gorgeous Should I Go. As honorable mentions, I would add Afrodisiac, Come As You Are, Finally, and Sirens. That's all for today's video. Hope you liked my little tribute to this amazing album. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all of that. And let me know in the comments what are your favorite songs from Afrodisiac. Thanks for watching. See you next time.